あの日、すべてを奪われた。まだ死ねない。復讐を遂げるまでは。
The years 2020 to 2022 was a really interesting period, mainly because of the pandemic, but there were also other agents. Many studios had to switch their work to more guerrilla style, working from homes. We had the final season of this, and this year we're getting the final season. In the meantime, Studio Wit started working on a new anime series, which is a hit. The first season of Dragon Slayer was released somewhere in 2020, and it's still going. So of course, considering such a huge amount of hits and anticipated projects, of course, Jujutsu Kaisen. Jesus. So, considering such a huge amount of interesting projects, it's kind of interesting that some of the more low-key kind of projects were kind of snoozed over. And Joran, the Princess of Blood and Snow, is one of such projects. Now, this is something that I really don't want to do. But since this anime concerns demon-like stuff, let me switch to my interior friend. Are you there? Hey. The inner voice. Yes. Could you please help me up with the summary of the story? It's your stuff. It's the demon kind of thing.
Right now I've got no excuse to say no, so yeah, why not?
Thank you. So, let's begin. Joran, the Princess of Snow and Blood, is set in Japan, the alternative year 1931, when instead of handing the power over to Prime Minister, Tokugawa Shinobu continues his rules. Sawa Ikimura is a young woman seeking to a person who murdered her family. She gets enlisted to a group of spies called Nue, whose purpose is to protect the government. She's an especially valuable member of the group, as she possesses the blue blood, a mysterious source of energy that gives enormous power to everybody who wields it. The events occurring later on in the story make her completely change her point of view.
Are you satisfied? Can I go home now?
Well, I couldn't have done it better. Good job, good job.
I'm joking, I'm staying in your head. See you soon.
Hopefully not soon. I'm actually a fan of anime that don't go complete fantasy style, but revolve around some historical period. We did in Demon Slayer, and I think that if I was to compare Joran to any anime, I think that at this time Demon Slayer would be a good choice, because just like in the we've got a huge emphasis on the development of the characters, and actually the fantasy plot are just the background for the story to revolve, with a huge emphasis put into the characters and how they interact with each other. There are twists in the story, so many characters will change their sides, balancing between the side of the protagonists and antagonists. So thanks to that, the boundary between who's good and who's evil gets kind of erased, which kind of supports the psychological side of the story. Here we don't get one-dimensional characters. Everyone has got their motivations, their purposes, and this is actually what works within the story. This is kind of what makes the series to be binge watched, because you want to know what's going to happen to the characters, and all of that is to a huge deal supported by the technological aspects of the series. The animation here is beautiful. All the action scenes, the moments when Sawa turns into the demon type heroine, everything is presented beautifully. Sometimes the art style resembles one specific scene from The Tale of Princess Kaguya. I'm talking about the one in which the main character runs through various backgrounds, various forests, and so on, and we see this beautifully animated kind of dreamlike sequence, and the scenes of transformation of the main character here, in my opinion, resemble that style of animation. Not to mention the intro song, the opening song to the series is catchy as hell. This combination of symphony music with the kind of dark rock, I think, is something that makes a huge impression whenever you hear it. This is one of those songs that you just don't want to skip because it's so good. Overall, I love this anime. I love the story. I love the interaction between the characters. I love the technological aspects. I think that the focus in the story is well balanced. It's very short. It lasts so far there are just 12 episodes. The show is available on Crunchyroll, so it means that the action is tensed. It's condensed, yeah. And at no scene, no episode, nothing is dragged. Everything is fluent. The events pass very quickly. You never feel bored. Everything is well directed and well presented. So the show is available on Crunchyroll. So whenever you've got the chance to see it, just go. Crunchyroll is still available for free. So yeah, considering the fact that Crunchyroll is available, if you like this type of stories, go and check it.